Welcome to Shardcast, the Brandon Sanderson podcast. We're a bunch of mega fans giving you the news discussion and, of course, a whole lot of opinions about Brandon's works and the Cosmere. Joining us today is Evgeni. That's quite the background you have there.
I am Evgeni. Yes, this is one of my alter egos, whose name is Argent.
How long have you been commissioning those Argent pieces?
So only
it's been like you've done it like 3 of them, right? 3,
so
4?
I've done 2 on my last 2 birthdays, and I've got another one coming up in like a month.
Okay.
And I did one that was like not on my birthday. It was just a random, hey, this seems like fun thing to do.
Cool.
So yeah, you can say that this is gonna. I'm coming up in 4 years. You could say.
Okay. Cool. Also joining us, we got Marvin.
Hi, I'm Paleo.
And lastly, looking very cozy, it's Kadie.
Hello, I'm Aeonine.
Hey, and I'm Chaos, and today we're talking about more Words of Brandon. There's so much to do. Does anyone have show and tell?
I want to show you guys. So you may have noticed that my hair is in a ponytail. So
okay,
I want to show you a fantastic deal that I got. So several years back.
Hashtag not an ad, not sponsored.
Not an ad, not sponsored. But if you want to sponsor me, we can talk.
Yeah.
Several years back, me and my brother were really struggling with like hair ties. Like we just did not have enough. And like he was stealing mine, I was stealing his, and it was just not a good time to be alive. And so I decided to fix that, and I went to Amazon and I bought a bag of 100 hair ties.
The cat's not one of the hair ties. It's just
the cat.
The bag.
No, I don't like. There is nothing like glamorous about the hair tie. Like I can show you. Like it's just a.
I gotta admit, the bag is more exciting than the product.
Yes.
Yeah, so like there's nothing about the hair ties themselves that are like cat stuff, but like I guess the bag is cute and the hair ties are very functional. I got them very cheap. It's 100 of them, and I've got like a lot left.
Yeah.
So
cool. I'll let Jess know. Cool. Well, I mean, I don't have my side of verse box, so you guess we're not doing that. So yeah.
One of these days.
So cool. Let's just get right on into it, I'd say. I don't think there's any other news. We have more spoiler stream Words of Brandon. So Evgeni, why don't you just take us in here?
Sure. Okay. So Wob the First of its name, heir to the realm and the throne, comes from Dalinar's new best friend.
Okay.
And anyone's guess who that person is.
How long they'll live.
Being a best friend in a fantasy book is a dangerous.
Honestly, just being adjacent to Dalinar, really.
Also that. Anyway, so the question, so Dalinar's new best friend asks, are the death rattles in canon all of the death rattles, or just the important ones, right? So are we missing some like unimportant garbage off to the side? And Brandon says there are way more death rattles than chapters, so no, don't tempt me. And then he laughs. Dalinar's new best friend then follows up with, are there death rattles in canon that aren't important to the plot? And Brandon says, great question. Absolutely. Moloch he isn't an intelligent sprint. So he can't tell the difference between an important prediction and a mundane one. Take, for example, he must pick it up, the fallen title, the tower, the crown, and the spear. It's about a game of towers that Ishna and Barrow will play in 1177.
That's good to know. I like that. I think that's
Yeah.
an important thing to know when we go back to like talking about the death rattles and epigraphs, which I hope we get more in
And-
Stormlight 5, you know?
I like that
And-
Brandon's
and-
just throwing some in that aren't actually that important
Yeah, I
because
like
it makes
it.
sense to me that Molak wouldn't be able to tell the difference, really.
Yeah. It helps with. I mean, it's not immersion, right? But it helps with. It's always a little bit annoying when like the book you are reading is like so tailored to the like it makes it obvious that it's a book and not like
Yeah.
someone's life or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like how you would read a book and like people never go to the bathroom, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
I
Sure.
as a reader know that people go to the bathroom, and so when you don't include even an oblique reference to that, I'm
Yeah.
like, at some point in my reading experience, I will go, you were not giving me the full picture. This is ironically
Mhm.
by attempting to immerse me more in the story, you were breaking my immersion of the story because of how unrealistic certain things feel.
This is too perfect.
They handpicked, right?
Yeah, or like
Mhm.
characters, it's like, ooh, every character is named comes back and they're all important and things like that,
Yeah.
you know, rather than just like,
Yeah.
probably most people aren't important for the story, right? So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it also makes I think because especially that one, like the Fallen title, there were a lot of theories about that one. So
This does end some
is
things
Ben
for
just
sure.
trolling us with a lot of these, or is he
He
like
Is a troll.
how many of these will be relevant? So
Yeah.
yeah.
He is a troll there for sure. Yeah.
Good to know that Ishna and Barrow will survive until 1177 though. That's,
Yeah.
Nice.
I think Rhythm of War is 1175.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
were in
Ooh, so this is our first thing in the time jump. Ooh.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
Fantastic.
Cool. Nice. Go on the next
All
one,
right.
Marvin.
Then on to the next question by an anonymous questioner. How does Dalina and Navani's relationship work when she's very clearly in love with the crab woman?
That's a way to
She's
state it.
Raboniel for So for those
Cosmere
don't
fandom
remember.
never change.
Nice.
yeah.
Yes. Very
And
good.
Bren answered, she killed the crab woman. So I think Dalina would find it very sexy. She had to kill the crab woman, and she still loves Dalina. So the relationship still works.
Yeah.
For Navani, it seems like a good idea not to break up with Dalina, and that he's the one partner she hasn't gotten killed yet. Fair, yes.
Okay.
She would pursue more partners if she felt like it wouldn't do irreparable harm to the upper echelons of Alethi science. And the questioner then, or somebody I think in the chat follow up. So Gavila, Dalina, and Raboniel. Surely a scientist wouldn't draw a conclusion from only 2 results from 3 data points. And Brandon then answered, it is significantly more than 3. And somebody else then followed up, or I think maybe Adam, how many people have died while in a relationship with her? It is more than 10. That's the answer from Brandon. And for a follow-up, how much more? He raffled that. So, okay.
Man,
Navani.
this is really making me kind of regret we're not getting a Navani flashback book, because I feel like there's a lot of fertile grounds to that, and because like Navani wasn't in Dalinar's flashbacks, right? So I think there's space for some stuff happening there,
Yeah.
right?
It is terrifying. So the reasons we are probably not getting a Navani flashback book is just it might be too dark, right?
Mhm.
If like her past is just riddled with relationships and her either killing or leading to the death of, or like observing the death of her partners, that might be a little too much for good old Brandon.
She has broken oaths before.
She has.
She
yeah.
has,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess it's also a question like how many of these relationships happened after Gavila's death and how many were like before.
Yeah.
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 Because she was young when she got with
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess so.
with the Colin brothers.
Maybe that's why a
Yeah.
lot of the other Colons are dead, though, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You think they were also colons then?
Yeah, I don't know. That's true. Not necessarily. It's true.
They did specify, or Brandon did specify, that it was irreparable harm to the upper echelons of Alethi's science. So I do wonder if some of those partners were scientists, which does make me really just want to see the dynamic of Navani and another scientist just kind of like falling in love, except that I guess that's kind of what we got with Raboniel, so
I thought that was a mistype and meant society, but I like that. So we'll have to go check that. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. I thought it was society, but hey.
Next up, we have Vorin Genderals, who asked, I know you've said Renarin has a crush on Blaine, and you've said that he's gay, but can you just clear it up? Is Renarin interested in women or what? Brandon. Okay. Renarin Colin is interested in the masculine arts. He prefers gloveless partners. He likes Kaladin's spear. He's filled out the Azish paperwork. His storm blows leeward. He'll have to hire a scribe. There won't be any sweet food at his marriage table. Are you getting the picture? Vorin Genderals then went on to say, so you're saying there's still a chance he'll end up with Lynn? And Brandon, this is beyond my ability. Only God can help you now.
This one was really funny in the stream because this is Brandon's like, oh my God, guys.
You guys know that Brandon is like super level-headed and like even every now and then, literally once every few years, Brandon lets himself have a little bit more fun with it, because it's a parasocial relationship. You can't really make fun of the people who are asking you questions because they're fans of your work and stuff. Every now and then he feels comfortable enough to do something.
That's good off the top of his head, though. That's good.
His storm blows leeward.
Watching his face during this was just so great.
It's good. Nice.
I was like, what?
Fantastic phrasing. I have to think that he must have come up with some of these beforehand, and I'm really hoping we'll get. I'm really hoping we'll get to see them in the books because these are just excellent, and I love turns of phrase like this.
It's probably something like Bren has already planned for somebody explaining to Kaladin that Renarin is gay.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I hope that they wouldn't say he likes Kaladin's spear to Kaladin. They're explaining it. Not that one.
But Kaladin's spear is female.
Well, then Renarin wouldn't like it then.
Maybe he's bi.
So there is a chance. No,
there is a chance.
No, I don't
Argent,
like that.
don't start this.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Questioner asks, will we ever get some proper backstory on how Kelsey made it to Fortnite? Obviously, they take place in different universes, but is there some canonical bridge between them, like how people interact with alternate realities in the Reckoners? Brandon thankfully raffles that. Rafa says, wait, really? As in there's something related to that in the Cosmere's future, and we will for certain get to read about that? Brandon, look, I'm going to be entirely honest with you. I don't actually have any idea what I'm doing next, or really at all. I just say Raffo for the rush of power I feel when people think I know more than they do, or for the mixture of awe and disappointment in their little eyes. It's a high like no other, and I can't get enough.
I was there at this signing, and I saw him. He looked around when he was saying this, trying to see if anyone else was overhearing him. But we hear all, obviously.
Yeah, we had the recorder down.
So, I mean, of course, the latter part is just, again, Brandon really loves trolling us.
Yeah, he does.
Regarding the Fortnite explanation, obviously we know that Fortnite has some sort of, they have some mechanism in place for bringing characters from the MCU, from Star Wars and everything into their universe. So presumably Brandon, the guy that he is, and because he knows people at Epic, he probably had a hand in that thing's inception and made sure that it works with the Cosmere in the first place.
Yeah,
and so probably
true.
that is how Kelsey ended up there.
True. Yeah,
I
like
can
that.
kind of see that, yeah. Then there's also, like, you also have to always consider the angle of anything that's happening on Earth right now could theoretically be Reckonverse canon, right?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
So yes, things have diverged a little bit in the Reckoner's verse since like the appearance of Calamity and so on. So
Mhm.
they are not living exactly the same lives that we are. But it's possible that, you know, Fortnite was developed there, and then years later into the future of the Reckonverse, or maybe not even that many years, right? Epic Games is able to like tap into this multiversal power that the Reckonverse has and like reach into other universes such as the MCU or the Cosmere and like pull things out of them, such as, you know, Thanos or Kelsey. So
I like that.
question-
That's good.
the question that we have been asking, which is how is Kelsier in Fortnite, is I think really the wrong question. The real question that we should be asking is, and I think we have unanswered to this here, is not is Reckonverse Cosmere, but is Cosmere Reckonverse?
Yeah, it's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate
And
it.
how does it all connect to the Wotesmere? Like,
God,
Yeah.
no, stop it. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Wodesmere.
Wodesmere. That's
the Wodesmere, by the way.
Yeah.
For those of us who are not familiar with this, is the name that only like 4 people in existence use for the connected universe that combines Perfect State
Leeds,
and the Stephen Leeds story, like the Legion
ones.
stories.
Yeah, nice.
Let's abandon the cursed topic that is Kelsier in Fortnite.
Yeah. No good can come of that.
No. And we're moving on to another question. This one comes from Yaz Wit for Life.
Okay.
Which is one of the many terrible names for the Jasnah and Hoid ship. There's no good name for the ship.
Listen, this one is better than Jasnah and Hoid,
Yes.
or like
Yes.
Jasnoid.
Jasnoid.
Oh, Jasnoid. Yeah, Jasnoid is terrible. Hoidna is probably the best one that I have heard.
No.
Or Witna.
The
best one? The best one? That's the worst one.
Well,
I think that's
you're
the
the
best
worst one.
No, fight me.
I'll fight you. Come at me, bro.
Okay. At the wedding, I'll fight you. No,
All right.
Jasmine is the best one of it. It's okay, but Hoidna is the worst.
I kind of like Hoidna, to be honest.
Okay. All right.
You look so startled. You look so startled by my vehement feelings for this.
I mean, I did not anticipate you would be so wrong about a thing, but apparently you can be.
It's true. Let's go on to the question.
Anyway, let's do the question. So Yazwit for Life asks, so when did you decide Jasnah and Hoid were going to end up together?
Mm-hmm.
Very appropriate for a person who's
Yeah, I
using
guess
that
so. Yeah.
nickname. And Brandon says, who says they end up together? You know, the books aren't done yet. Anything could happen. And Yazwit for Life follows up with, for sure. I guess then, when did you decide they would be an item? Is what I'm asking, yes. And Brandon says, and then looks off camera.
Okay.
Should I say this? Okay. So we're actually thinking of retconning the whole Wit and Jasnah relationship.
Okay.
When I wrote Stormlight 4, I hadn't quite figured out Jasnah's status in relation to gay culture in the Cosmere, right? And now it's important for stuff I have planned later on, like Mistborn Era 4, for her to be a huge lesbian.
Jasnah, Chris, let's make it happen. If it's not Jasnah Hoid, Jasnah, Chris, Good
and
stuff.
Krishna is such a better name
That's
than anything
a lot
else.
Better. That's a lot better. I think that's Brandon's primary consideration. Do you disagree, Kadie?
You know what? We
Kadie-
don't have to get into a big ship name argument here.
Put your comments below as
I can
what
go
ship
all day.
name you would choose for Jasnah Chris.
We are going to be in a physical proximity in a couple of weeks at Eric's wedding.
Yes, we are.
Which has already
You
happened by the
are-
time this episode is aired.
A week ago.
Yeah.
You are like 90 pounds with wet clothes.
Wet clothes? Wait, it's wet?
It's at the beach, they will be wet.
Is that not an expression in English?
No, that is an expression in English.
Oh.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay. It's like, where are we going with
It
this?
is.
It's like, I don't think there's going to be swimming in the Pacific Ocean.
Kadie is like, I am not a large person. Kadie is even less not a large person. Like, so you know that wrestling move when they pull out the steel table and they grab a person and they're like slam on top of it?
I didn't expect that's what this episode was going to be. But it's really funny. This is the unhinged Shardcast experience that you want. We're going to get physical altercations here.
We've been recording for 17 hours.
No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
All right, Marvin, you're up to
Moving
me.
on, after this, threatening of physical violence,
Well,
let us move on to the next question.
is it a threat?
So-
is it a promise?
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
Who knows?
Anyway,
Can't it be both, though?
Hoid's-
Sorry. Can't a threat but also be a promise? Those aren't mutually exclusive.
it sort of is a promise. Well, not necessarily, but
Yeah.
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 Anyway, Hoid's instant noodle habit, great
Nice.
name by the way, asks, will we see any Ladrians or Ladrian
No.
in the 1980s tech era? You will suffer my French pronunciation. So
Okay.
there you go.
No.
Anyway, Brandon says, yes, I was very interested in the idea of checking in with one family over the centuries and showing how they have changed to reflect the times. In Mistborn Era 3, we'll meet Vex and Steris's great-great-great-grandchild, a coder named Hexilium Ladrian. And can I just say,
Nice. I like it.
like, Maxilium was bad.
No, it's good. I like it.
Why keep up this silly tradition of like just picking some name and adding Ilium? Like, why do this?
I don't like the name Hexilium, but I appreciate Brandon's commitment to stick with the bit.
That's true.
Commitment to the bit is
That is true.
important.
Yeah,
It's
I
honoring
have to-
Wayne to commit to the bit, you know?
It's true. I will say two things about that. Like, I'm not even going to touch the whole Hexilium thing. Like, this is okay, Brandon. You've gone off of the deep end. Like, okay, you fine, whatever, you do you.
Okay.
This was asked on my birthday, which is offensive to me.
Nice.
And two, Wax. So Era 3, Wax and Steris's great grandchild.
Yeah, I didn't think the time jump would be that extreme.
Yeah.
You know? So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, and this was transcribed from a scream, probably, but also from a stream.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so I have to believe that Brandon just misspoke there, and
Yeah, I agree.
He probably just made up some like
yeah, like
it's an
Descendant.
ancestor.
it's a descendant. Yeah,
Descendant, right?
yeah. I can get behind that.
Personally, I always wanted there to be like Max's kid to be named Vaxilium, and Vaxilium is actually he'll become a time traveler. It'll go back in time, and that's Vax. It's him. Nice. I think that's good.
I mean, time travel in the past is a big no-no in the Cosmere. So
Yeah, but Vax doesn't care, man. Like that's
But
why
we can-
Ati's so scared about Vax.
Well, no, I think that's not gonna work. I think what is more likely is that you can engineer some nonsense with connection
Ooh.
and the spiritual realm, right?
Ooh.
And so it is
Ooh.
not necessarily that Vax went back in time and that's why 80 was able to recognize him. It's that 80 was looking forward in time, which is possible in the Cosmere, and recognized Vax from there.
Yeah. It's like there was a big hunk of like dense investiture, right? And so Ati, he was connected to Vax in the future because he will be connected with him in the future. Boom.
Yeah.
It's the same with Kaladin and his spear work. Easy.
Yep.
Anyway, so there you go. That's my headcanon. Probably none of that's true. So, but I'm glad Haxilium's there. Just if anything, just to make Marvin upset. Honestly.
I mean, probably. Do we think that Haxilium will be the hacker main character that Brennan has teased before?
Ooh, because I thought the hacker character was going to be female.
Female.
So I like
Haxilium could be female. Like,
what if that's her nickname? Like it's not her actual name and she chose it.
Oh, like
in the Ladrian tradition.
Yeah. Like how kids would like pick a nickname that is like.
And she's such a good hacker.
Famous person.
Yeah.
It's
that
like
must be
her
like if
Neo
you were
Trinity, it's her Matrix name.
Yeah.
I mean, Matrix name is one, but like I was thinking more like 69 Obama 420, something like that. But it's Haxilium Ladrian.
Yeah.
The teen XX.
In a decade. She'll be really upset that her email addresses are all that, you know? Yeah, for sure.
Fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get to the next one.
Questioner asks, were Dalinar and Sadeas lovers? And Brandon says, my first sex scene was actually going to be a Blackthorn Dalinar flashback, in which he gets his back blown out by Sadeas. But the scene had to be cut to make room for the chapter where everyone's chairs get described in excruciating detail. So I suppose you could say they were lovers, yes. And I have a few thoughts here.
Okay, sorry.
My first thought is that I don't want to know what getting your back blown means. I've just never heard that.
Urban Dictionary.
Oh, just like breaking your back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I guess that makes more sense. Oof. Next up, my thought is that I'm really glad he delayed this because I would want his first sex scene to be something that he consulted with Jancy on, because I don't trust Brandon to write a very good sex scene on his own. I think he could do decently, but I don't trust it. And especially not a gay sex scene. Like, I would really just rather he get some advice from some more people before doing this. So yeah, the excruciating chairs, better.
Nice.
So let's circle back.
Okay.
Because I, as any true scholar, knows where to find relevant information. So I went to Urban Dictionary.
Okay.
Urban Dictionary can be genuinely useful and not just for sex things.
Sometimes.
Okay.
It's like good slang. It's like, what are the kids saying? I don't know.
There are like some definitions here that I think are irrelevant, such as that's blown. Okay, yeah. So to be blown back means to get destroyed, wrecked, or lose badly in the game of End Your Life. That's not relevant. The two definitions that I think are relevant. Usually a word, so this is the definition of blown back, like when your back is blown. Usually a word for when your back is destroyed after sex.
Yeah, okay, sure, right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's also like an example of using deadlifting, which is
okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah, if you lift improperly, sure, yeah, that makes sense.
And then the other definition is essentially the same, right? So when you have sex and get absolutely railed, and your ass/back is sore the next day.
Yeah.
Okay.
The things you learn during Shardcast.
Yeah, nice. I like it. So this next one, The questioner asks, so Spook, what happened to him? Brandon, well, what if I told you about Spook? He's been experimenting with hemalurgy. You guys know that much. Hemalurgy can give some really great powers, but it messes up your spirit web and causes problems. Spooked, he spiked himself so many times that he's had some memory issues, but he's also given himself lots of connection to some things you wouldn't expect. Questioner,
Weird.
what sort of things is he connected to? Brandon, Raffo. But I'll tell you, it's not stuff from Scadrial. You've actually seen Spook in books other than Mistborn at this point. I think it's pretty obvious where I'm going with this, but yeah, I'll let you figure out where. Questioner, he's got to be in Stormlight, right? Everyone's in Stormlight. Brandon laughs, yeah, everyone's in Stormlight. How about this? Spook found a powerful and influential family on Roshar and planted himself into it. He's got a pretty big role in things. Remember, Kelsier was working with him in his hemalurgic experiments, except he can't get off world, right? So he sent Spook to help him out on other planets as a secret agent. He was there the night Gavilar died to make sure that the assassination went to plan, because even though the Ghostbloods weren't behind his death, it still helped them out. Do we know if there were any Ghostbloods actually present on the night of the assassination? Brandon, yeah, Spook was. And remember, he's pretending to be a member of a powerful Alethi family. Questioner, the Colons? Wait, so Spook is actually Dalinar? He's been Dalinar all along? Brandon, Spook is, yeah, I'll confirm that. Spook is Dalinar.
I hate this. Just let him die, Brandon.
Just let him die.
Let him die. Make him stop coming back. Feather feels this way about Kelsier. I feel this way about Spook.
Nice.
So like he fathered a ton of children.
Yeah.
On Scadrial.
Then left.
Then left for Roshar.
Yeah.
Made Sadius his lover.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he did
true.
do that.
Yeah, that's canon now. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, with the last two.
He got around, I guess. So.
He's into it. Spook is bi. Renarin's not bi, but Spook, I think, is bi.
Yeah,
I see it.
Everything.
I know.
He's enough of a disaster to be bi.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But imagine, like, wow, it blows my mind to, like, imagine, Final Empire Spook, this gangly 15, 16-year-old who was, like, bashfully giving Vin a handkerchief because he had heard that this is what noble people do to, like, express interest and whatever. And now he's this buff, gruff, war veteran, demigod, feared and revered across Roshar.
Oh, he could be a fused later too.
Oh man, he could be.
He can really do it all.
I guess being outside Vince and Ellen's tent as a dinner, like, it changes a man.
That did things to him.
I mean, I would imagine the hemalurgy probably did more.
Probably. I mean, it probably helped him change his appearance, like with gold healing and whatever, like that he could become.
Yeah, sure.
Bandalloy shape-shifting. This is how it comes back.
What?
This is how the Bandalloy shape-shifting becomes relevant.
Wait, what?
Is
this the Bendalloy? Oh, is this the Bendalloy Fairchemy? From
yes,
the Mistborn
this is
Adventure
from
game?
the Mistborn Adventure game. This is how it all ties together.
Oh yeah. That's some weird stuff there. Yeah, maybe it is foreshadowing.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah, I don't even have words, honestly.
Yeah, like how do you process?
I know. It's like, okay, cool.
Wow,
and it's just coming out in WoBs as usual,
Of course, yeah.
I mean, I have to assume this is going to be, like, relevant very soon, and so it's one of those things where
maybe,
like,
yeah.
I get. Yeah, it does also sort of make sense now why, like, Felt is there. Like, maybe Spook just
true
come along.
Yeah,
so I felt needed to attach to Dalinar. It's like, hey, how's it going?
It is interesting that we don't see like any allomancy from Dalinar. Even though Spook should be an allomancer at this point.
Who says we don't? Who says we don't? We might have to go back and re-examine some of this stuff.
Right. Not that we know of, right?
Sure.
Not that we noticed.
At the very, like, I can accept some pewter. Like Dalinar has done some wild stuff in the wars. Sure. I do have to wonder whether Spook has essentially mutilated his soul to the point where, like, his allomancy is gone.
Okay.
Sure. He also experiences the thrill differently to others. Like, right? Dalinar, it's like he's really into the thrill. So maybe that's also, it is like subconscious pewter or whatever burning that like pumps him up.
See, I was just thinking that like maybe the soul shredding like sort of lets the thrill get in more, maybe?
That is maybe, yeah.
Like that hemalurgic flaw, right? That maybe Odium's exploiting there.
Tracks in the soul.
Yeah.
But yeah, guess we just gotta reread all of Starlight and like recontextualize everything.
Yeah.
Again.
I know. Ooh.
I don't know how to process any of this book stuff, so
I'm just gonna get to the next one.
I'm gonna take a hard left on this thing and like just go to a different world. Maybe we can have more success there. So an anonymous questioner asks or attempts to ask. You will notice that Brandon is very interrupty in this one.
Okay.
So they ask for the Warbreaker sequel, Nightblood. I'll get to it when I get to it, says Brandon. Just an ET. You've just added another 5 years to the timer.
A lot of sassy Brandon today.
Very sassy, and just like
he's just really worried about like getting all the things that he's promised done, and it's like this one might just not work. I really hoped we would get the Nightblood sequel. I know,
and
in a Nalthus essay.
And the Nalthus essay, right? Like at this point, I said Nightblood sequel. I meant Warbreaker sequel. Nightblood the novel feels very like Doors of Stone. It is
true.
Kind of Winds of Winter.
It's fair. Yeah.
I can't blame Brandon as much as I mean, blame is not the right verb, but like, right? I can't begrudge him as much as I do Pat Rothfuss and George R. Martin, because even though we are not getting the Warbreaker sequel, we are getting a million other things.
And Cosmere things. It's not like just all Reckoner's verse, right?
Yeah.
I wonder, like, why is he doing this for Nightblood? Because I feel like it will be a really important book to the Cosmere in some way, because like in Tress we see a lot of Awakened stuff. In Lost Metal we saw a lot of reference to Awakening. And a story set on Nalthus seems like the easiest one to further explore these things, even if we don't get into these high-tech applications yet. But still, so... And of course, how did Vivenna's sword get made and everything? That these are all really important questions to the future of the Cosmere. So why is he taking so long? Or like,
And so I think what's happening here is Brandon has he has committed internally to just not doing the Warbreaker sequel anymore. In his head, Nightblood, the novel, is just going to get cannibalized by other things. Right? So we're going to get a lot of that stuff in Stormlight. We're going to get a lot of that stuff in like maybe other books that the Five Scholars or Vasher or Nightblood were involved in. But like, I think in his head, he's like, okay, I'm not going to do this novel, but all of the information that I would have delivered in this novel, I am now committing to delivering in other stories instead. Like maybe some audio originals, maybe some comic books, things like that.
Great. Those go great. They've all gone great.
And so I think we are not going to lose any information about what happened with Nightblood and with Vivenna and her blade
Ye-Steel. Why is Ye-Steel good at sneaking? Did you know that? That's one of the 3 things we know about him. He's good at sneaking. That's true.
And so while we don't lose any information, I mean, you guys know that Brandon is a troll, right? Like, it feels right that he would be like, I'm going to give him this information elsewhere, and I'm just going to commit to the bit of whenever someone asks me about the Warbreaker sequel, I'm just going to tell him it adds another 5 years.
Yeah. Sure.
So this one is more of a remark that Bren made, just randomly more or less as a follow-up to some other question. So Bren said, as you guys may know, I try to keep details involving the Beyond to a minimum. Leave things up to personal interpretation as to not conflict with the reader's perspectives on the situation and such. I've held pretty well to all of that, and he has. Mm-hmm. However, I feel like that just this once I should break that creed and say that hell is real, at least for Straff Venture, which I mean, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
that's valid.
I don't know when we're going to do Cosmere Dad tier list, but Straff's not going to be very high on that list. I think he's going to be bottom tier for sure.
I mean, most of the Cosmere Dads will be
but Straff is lowest there. So
yeah,
hell tier.
This just makes me think about what we were talking about on our last episode about just the Beyond and Souls. I don't know if we need to relitigate that, but
I was just gonna send people to the previous.
Maybe we should just go. Yeah.
Just
I guess it just as much applies if it's Beyond or Hell or whatever. Like, I don't know.
As a German, and because Straff actually is a German word, which was strict, tight. Well, venture is not. Yes. Anyway. It's also translated really stupidly in the German edition, but that's never mind.
That's okay.
Anyway, so I hope that Straff also gets treated stuffly, so to speak, in hell.
Very good.
I think we're all fine with Cosmere Hell existing just
for Straff.
Just for
Straff
adventure.
Yeah. I wouldn't be sad if that was a thing like a shard created just for him.
Yeah, almost like a little pocket dimension. Yeah. You know how Dalinar goes into visions that are they are in the spiritual realm, but there's a cognitive framework around them.
Yeah, sure.
I can. And you know how we got the swab about how a shard can keep a person, kind of in their back pocket indefinitely.
Ooh, yeah.
In hell.
Yeah, I can see a shard grabbing you were a real asshole, my man. Let me put you in a cage here.
Who do you think would be doing this? Because I think Snazid is almost. Isn't he too nice? But I mean, maybe that's how he's been keeping control over the excess ruin for this long, as he's just torturing Straff Venture.
Do you suppose the extra ruin is hell?
Okay.
I mean,
I was gonna go a different tack. That Adonalcium did this.
You think?
Because Adonalcium probably had the most access to the spiritual realm that anything could, right? Okay. And so he probably could have foreseen.
Straff wasn't alive at the same time. Oh,
yeah, but in the spiritual realm, he was there.
Right.
And so then Adonalcium made this pocket dimension and connected it to Straff in preparation for that.
He is in hell because he'll always be in hell, or he went to hell because he would always have gone to hell.
Exactly. Yeah, easy. The spiritual realm essentially lets you to be that all times are one, and so then Adonalcium is essentially a time traveler, really, if you think about it.
I mean, we don't know to what extent Adonalcium was the creator of everything in the Cosmere, but if anybody is capable of time travel and everything, it's probably Adonalcium.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true. Cool.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, this is pretty crazy.
The questioner asks, can you tell us something about any of the shards that haven't made it into a book yet? And Brandon says, you know what? Sure, I can share one of them without causing any issues. It's called Splungomery. The questioner says, that's the name of the vessel? Brandon clarifies, that's the name of the shard. The questioner goes, what does that word mean? And Brandon says, we're all gonna find out together.
So that's the 6th. Okay, I don't think that was on people's list for the 16th one.
No. But I do think this one would be the one. I think this would be the one that tries to hide and survive, because with that name,
He just doesn't
you
want
wanna
anyone
hide.
to know its name.
Yeah. It's a shame thing. It's a shame thing.
It really like, imagine being called Splungomery.
It's on screen for people watching here. So yeah.
Okay.
Like I would probably just nope out of it, because like this is Montgomery's like younger cousin with like crooked teeth.
What?
all right.
Nicknamed Splungy. You can call him
Montgomery.
Is this a reference that I just don't understand here, Evgeni?
Just the name.
It's just a
The name,
It's
Montgomery.
just the name.
Montgomery.
It's Splungomery.
Just the name in general.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, there's a lot in this that I don't really know how to process here, guys. I'm not really terribly.
I mean,
sure
it sounds
here.
like Brandon doesn't either.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's just him saying a different sort of Raffo, you know? Sometimes he
maybe
likes
he's
to,
like just decided, because he's planned out everything else in the Cosmere. Like for the last shot, he was like, okay, I'll discovery write this, and
Oh,
we'll see where it
Yeah, it's a
goes.
discovery writing thing. Yeah.
he does discovery write his characters.
There we go.
I'm really excited for it. It sounds really fun.
Do you think that he's already written a thing about this, or like maybe a few words, and he discovery wrote it, and that's how he got the name? Maybe because he's discovery writing it. So
I can see like maybe at the very most a scene with this.
Yeah, like the Traveler, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. Just like
Yeah.
a couple of pages.
Yeah.
Just to get a vibe.
Yeah. Maybe it's done that for all the sharks. Cool. Anything else on that one? I mean, it's kind of a big deal, but we don't know what the word means, so there's not a lot we can go off of. We have nothing to say about the last shard, but it's like we kind of don't.
Yeah, it's like
Probably won't
Hey,
see them
guys.
until Dragonsteel.
the last shard. It's Figledrak.
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
Mhm.
I'm like,
Yeah.
but Brandon, that doesn't.
Patchy's a
Thank you,
shard.
but that doesn't help us.
You jerk. Cool. So I think this last one is gonna catch us up here. And
thank
this
God.
one's not from the stream. This is clearly like a back and forth interaction. So I don't really remember what con this is from, but maybe
Yeah, probably a
Dragonsteel.
con.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So questioner asks, you have mentioned that repeated infusions of investiture can change somebody's body into their more idealized inner self. Brandon, We also know that Radiants are the only group this really applies to, since they are the main group that routinely absorbs investiture. It fixes their body, which implies it works off that idealized form. Brandon, kind of, and so far, I have plans for Mistborn Era 3. Questioner, we also know that Knights Radiant have a higher proportion of both mentally ill and neurodivergent people. Brandon, I'm worried about where this is going. I think that's
I'm worried.
reasonable.
Yeah.
I'm worried, yeah. Questioner, those groups all tend to have larger numbers of furries in them. What? How long, roughly, will it take before some of the Radiants start to look like their fursonas? And if you raffo this, I'll scream. Oh, okay. Brandon, that's a very interesting question. Probably not for a while, given there's a massive war happening, but a Lightweaver or two will probably end up doing it before long. If you mean how long could a Radiant with a fursona expect to have to wait before seeing changes, it depends on the complexity of the fursona and wouldn't happen unless that's how they see themselves on a personal level. 6 months for cat ears, 3 years for something on the level of turning into King Shark. That's doing fins and skin and shape, but not stuff like gills, which would take much, much longer, if it's even possible at all. Mine would probably only take 18 months. Questioner, what? Brandon? That's it.
Okay.
So obviously, there's a lot to unpack here.
There's so much to unpack here.
I don't even like. Should we unpack any of this? I want to get this in a box.
What is Brandon's persona? I think is question number 1. Question number 2. What's happening in Mistborn Era 3? And then, yeah.
So I'm not I'm not too knowledgeable about like furries and everything because I know there's also scalies, but with Brandon having mentioned dinosaur erotica so often, I cannot imagine that it's anything but some dinosaur.
You think he's writing self-insert?
Yeah. I mean, come on. Hoid.
That's the sapient brontosaurs, guys!
So I aggressively don't want to go into Brandon's persona for this question. But there is something from this pile of garbage of a question.
Wow.
That I do want to touch on.
Send your angry comments. Ping at Argent if you're angry for him for saying that. Yeah.
Being rude to furries.
Yeah.
I am.
We're respectful on this show. Except for people who use shuffles.
I am disrespectful. So furries are a difficult subject on Roshar.
Because they'll turn into crabs?
Where fur is not really a thing that you see a lot in the animal kingdom.
Oh, so they're like all like shellies? Because they're all shells?
They're like shellies or crabbies or something like that.
Crabbies! That's good.
Crabbies,
nice. Man,
yeah.
Space Age Roshar is going to be crazy.
Yeah. So I think we're probably, and I mean, like I've seen some illustrations of like axe hounds that are just nightmare fuel.
What? True. What?
Yeah. Seems a bit like a non sequitur, but sure.
Okay. So, I don't want to know. I don't think anyone wants to know.
Will there be Omegaverse like things with egg sounds on Roshar?
What do you mean?
Do we know if they
act in like... there aren't already? There was that one Ardent reading that weird stuff. We don't know.
Yeah, right. So like, do egg sounds act in packs? And everything?
I don't think we have a lot of axe hound lore. I got to be honest.
There was like one mention I feel like of wild axe hounds when Dalinar was like running and or like in Oathbringer they were like going to the valley. I feel like there was, but I don't know.
I think they hunt in. Well, I don't know if they hunt in packs. I think humans use axe hounds in a similar way as hounds during hunts.
Mm-hmm.
Like they use the axe hounds to like corral the prey, which is sometimes white spines and things like that.
I don't think this is really relevant to what we're talking about here.
I guess not.
That is true. Yes,
yeah. I guess.
Don't you want to take every opportunity you can to discuss Omegaverse on this show, Eric?
I'm good. I think.
The point is, furries are probably not furries on Roshar. We are probably.
It's all in translation, Evgeni. It's in translation to an English-speaking audience or whatever audience that these are translated to.
We know that singers have furries or hairies.
They have hairies,
okay,
yes.
Sure.
So I suppose that is in kind of a slightly different meaning of the term, where instead of envisioning themselves differently, they are just, that's the term for people who fall in love with humans. So
that's closer to bestiality than it is to furries.
Okay.
Well, no, because furries can be either. I'm not saying that furries are bestiality. It's a different thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure. That's what I'm saying as well. That's closer to this thing than the other thing.
You know what, Evgeni? I think you're right. I don't.
Both.
Yeah. Yes, Kadie.
No, you know what? We don't need to.
Maybe we don't.
We can stop here.
Maybe we don't.
Yes.
So I think we're all caught up on WoBs, and yeah, I guess that's all we got. But before we go to who's that Cosmere character, I do need to admit that all these WoBs were fake. None of them were real. This is from the fake words of Brandon Tumblr.
Let us know down in the comments. Let us know down in the comments below which WoB you realized it on, or if you thought they were real until the end. Let us know.
I'm really hoping that this won't lead to like a lot of misinformation in the fandom for like people who like watch like 45 minutes and then they're just like, I'm out of here.
Credit to Ali.
Yeah.
On our Discord, I believe, who started this account, which is it just like fake words of Brandon?
I didn't realize, but the banner on this Tumblr is so cute because it's like a penned version of Arcanum, the Brandon Sanderson archive. Yeah. That's so cute.
Do you want to throw that in a WoB mode for people?
We're already in WoB mode, so yeah.
Well, like just
Yeah. So yeah, but we had you can submit fake words of Brandon there. So you'll have to excuse a bit of a sillier episode. You might be wondering what's the last hour of this going to be. I'm going to just put something at the end because I didn't want you to think that it wasn't just a regular WoW episode. And
there's no way they'll only talk for an hour.
Yeah, and yeah, that would be suspicious, right? It would be weird. But I thought we would get through the first round and then we would break into laughter, but no, we committed. You can't say we don't commit to the bit because
commitment to the bit, yeah.
There's a lot of other good ones too. Yeah.
So I do.
You can change your bits.
Yeah, you can.
You can commit.
Evgeni can.
I do want to spend a little bit more time just giving props and shout outs to Ali for setting up this amazing account.
Absolutely.
I know people have like fed Brandon's books and WoBs into like a machine learning algorithm.
Yeah.
They've come up with some interesting nonsensical, semi-nonsensical things. Because these are written by humans, genuinely some of these have like the speech patterns that you can recognize from Brandon.
Yeah, seriously.
Yep.
Yeah. Like someone who reads like a lot of words of Brandon, that just really getting it. And also, gotta just say, his Storm Blows leeward, 10 out of 10. and the Navani one, 10 out of 10. Those are so good.
Significantly more than 10. These are by the way, these are not all of them. Like
no, there's not. This is a subset. Yeah.
Fake words of Brandon on Tumblr, but there's stuff like, is it possible for a Night Radiant to safely eat lava?
Yeah. That one was pretty funny.
Stone wards can eat lava. Yeah.
Do we want to credit the specific submitters of each one?
Well, no, I don't have all of them. So
I think that will take a little bit too long.
Probably too long.
Okay.
But if you like, I don't think there are that many WoBs in there. So if you go to the website and just like read through, the submitters are in there.
The Jasnah Wit one was Matt though.
Of Rashendi Trash.
Yes.
Thing.
From good old Ship It or Rip It. Nice. Cool. Well, I think we should just do one Who's That Cosmere character and call it good. Just, for you all being good sports for being in this this nonsense that we did.
Happy April Fools.
Happy April
Fools.
It honestly so perfect that if it would only be more perfect if it was on a Sunday, because I usually post on Sunday these days. So if this would have been a Sunday, I'd just like stone face like this is more words of Brandon, and just like the thumbnail's gonna look exactly the same. Like I'm gonna just it'll just be like that. And I'll probably have to like put something in the title later after we've trolled people. Cool. So let's head on over to Who's That Cosmere character?
This character is from Roshar.
Menace. Tien.
Tom.
Raise.
Hoid in drag on a horse.
It's time for Who's That Cosmere Character? All right. Welcome to Who's That Cosmere Character, the game show where we send 5 clues in a character to WTCC at 17chart.com. I read each clue aloud, and after each one, these guys have a chance to guess who's that Cosmere character. Though today, I'm just going to do one. It's going to be a Who's That Cosmere Character priority queue, which you can submit by supporting our Patreon for $10 a month or more if you want. If you're a rich Saudi prince, you're more than welcome to contribute more for this. I'm sure this episode's going to be the thing to track the Saudi princes, right? You know?
I hope that's not sentient.
That seems like Saudi prince.
Yeah.
Give us all your sentient money.
Yeah. You're a pile of cash. Bringing it back.
I have a piece of me inside my wallet.
Ooh.
Actually, I guess this is a different episode, so
we're totally
just
not recording it back to back where people change clothes except me.
Nope.
That would be silly.
I wasn't finishing my Goldschlager.
Yeah. All right, this one's sent by John Carlfelt. And so clue 1, this character's a bit of a ponderer.
Splungomery.
Nope. Nope. This is a real Who's That Cosmere character.
Sorry, I wasn't actually listening to the clue. What's the clue?
This character's a bit of a ponderer.
I said slow swift.
It's not so swift.
Okay.
Is it beard?
It's not beard. I like that.
Windle.
It's not Windle. I'm actually with each clue, I'm gonna read all the clues out, and I think you'll see why. So for the next one, this character is a bit of a ponderer with a penchant for double entendre.
It's
That was a slant.
goddamn limerick.
Yeah, it's a limerick. Yeah,
Hoid.
it's not Hoid.
Honestly, that's the only one I can think of.
Shalan?
It's not Shallan.
It's the only one I can think of.
All one of them.
Bit of a. Well, I mean, it's clue 2, and I'm already ready to give up. Adolin?
Nope. All right. This character is a bit of a ponderer with a penchant for double entendre. I'm pronouncing that wrong. Their style has some tang. That's clue 3.
Some tang?
Yeah, some tang.
Ham. I give up.
It's not Ham.
Yeah, this is extremely difficult for me.
It narrows down. Don't worry.
Siri.
It's not Siri.
Is it weird that I don't have a nipple?
I don't know. I can't really see with the. That is a nipple.
Well, I mean, that's the areola.
Areola.
I mean, what is a nipple, Evgeni?
Not
bad. I guess.
Like, this is gonna be a character that's made like a double entendre, and we're not gonna remember what that is.
Oh, it starts with a P. The guy from Warbreaker that has with the city
Parlin?
head.
Oh, Parlin? No, it's
that's-
not Parlin.
that's him.
No.
I'm so bad with the names.
Yeah. Clue 4. This character is a bit of a ponderer with a penchant for double entendre. Their style has some tang. We've seen them go bang.
Wayne.
It is Wayne. There you go.
Okay.
Ah, nice.
And the last one is on a ship while rainborn Akandra. Yeah. There you go.
Wait, read that out again.
Can you? Yeah.
On a ship and while railborn Akandra. What's up with Milan?
What?
Like bang.
Wait.
Yeah, that sort of bang. Bang.
I am glad. Like, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't get there because it would have confused me more than.
on a ship he blew up, and on Railborn he slept with Milan.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense.
And I think this fits the episode.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't plan it. It was literally just the next one. But that's fine. That's fine. Cool. Well, Follow us on 17char.com for all your news, discussion, theories, and fun, because you're clearly getting it from this specific episode. Join our Discord; it's pretty cool. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, and YouTube. You can support our Patreon for as little as $1, and we will see you next time for an actual real episode, which will be about Secret Project 2, and then we will actually get to real WoBs again. Maybe the long con here,
in which nothing happens to no one's back.
No. And yeah, I am going to put some empty space here so you don't suspect that this is too short of an episode, because we're not even at an hour and a half raw recording. That's not a real Shardcast. Come on. That's a BS.
People will be suspicious.
They will absolutely be suspicious. So.
Yeah.
We'll see you all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, nerds.
Caw.